Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Um, we are live and we will start in just 1-2 minutes. And while we're waiting, please text in the chat where you're from and how are you doing today? Yeah, hi Kamal, how are you doing?
How's it going? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Amazing. Awesome.
Yeah, while we're waiting some answers from our chat. Also, guys, please text in the chats about the tech part. How do you see us? How do you hear us? Actually, I want to present today's topic, and I think it's a really interesting topic because today we will talk about pitching boomerang to local business clients, and it's really important because uh, it's not so easy task to create a really simple pitch with maximum impact because you haven't a lot of time with local business. You haven't, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 months to close the deal. You need to use the real short pitch and close the deals very fast. And yeah, I see the first question in the chat. Uh, I know that it's a really important question for all of us. And what the official release date for Reach on white label? Antoine, we haven't the exact day of release, but it should be this autumn. We plan to make release in October, but maybe it could be November. Please follow to our news in the email on our website, and yeah, it will be a big release, and you will hear about it. And on this point, I think we could start. Kamal, stage is yours, and let's start.
Amazing. Thank you, Gary. Really appreciate that. Let me just start by sharing my screen. And if you can also confirm that you can see it. Bear with me a second. There you go. You can see my screen?
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
now I see it.
Okay, amazing. So let's get started. So today, what I wanted to do is do this slightly differently than my usual webinars that I do. I strictly want to focus on three key areas rather than the entire, and one main question, which is basically what does boomerang actually do in a nutshell, basically, and how do you answer that question kind of in a way that it makes sense? And how do you do it in a way where customer says, "Huh, I see, I understand," right? So I'm not going to go into like the intro, how you close, how you end it, but really I'm going to focus on that one particular question, and then how we sort of structure it and how we explain, or when I speak to customers, how I explain to the customers, and I feel like it's a really good way to explain to them, and really a way that customer has that aha moment where have that light bulb and say, okay, I see they, and they're able to kind of connect the dots together and say, okay, I see how I can use boomerang me in my business, right? So hoping and assuming that most of us here on this call are either experienced agencies, or you've had some experience in terms of the back end, you know what it is, you know how it works, the Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, all the technical side. So I'm not going to go into all that side. So, in a nutshell, um, in terms of when it comes to what Boomerang does, basically, in a nutshell, we help SMBs, restaurant owners, salon owners, local businesses do three things essentially, right? And that's the way you would explain it. So, number one, we help them capture. Number two, we help them activate. And number three, we help them retain. So these are the three things Boomerang does, and it does it extremely well. And it does it on autopilot as well. And it does it in a way where it's kind of result driven, and where it gives the customers a crystal clear ROI, return on their investment. So they can see exactly how many they've captured, how many they've activated, and then how many customers they are retaining. And all these figures and numbers are very crystal clear. So that's what I'm going to do on this call, is basically go through the capture, activate, and retain, what they are, and then you can put it in your own words. How do you kind of explain it to the customer? But essentially, that is the structure we use to explain to the kind of the local businesses in terms of what Boomerang does and how it works. Now, what I do want to do is very quickly, literally go through these things, and then I want to focus on a lot of Q&A. If you have Q&A kind of questions actually related to, okay, how do you sell, how do you say, what about this, what about that question, that's what I'd like to go through. I think that will be really helpful. So let's start with capture, as you can see on my screen. So what is the goal on the capture? It's to make it effortless for the customers to join our loyalty or the rewards program, right? So, and then what are the different ways we can capture? Now, one key thing here you can explain to the customer as well is you can tell them, hey, you're actually probably most likely already doing that part, but you're doing it slightly different way. You're already probably just capturing email, or maybe you're capturing SMS, not SMS, mobile phone numbers for SMS through maybe your POS system or whatever else you've got going on, right, at the moment. You're probably already doing some parts of it, but what our system does is it does it in a unique and a very special way, in a very slick way, where it makes it very, very effortless. And then it just works. And then you can give them an example. Say, for example, even if you captured emails, right? You have to manually send emails to the customers. You have to make that effort. Even if you captured SMS, it's quite expensive, right? So usually when you send your communication out to the customers, either through email or SMS, because it's literally either costing you time or money, it will be the most important things you will send, which is literally maybe an offer, as an example, right? But that's not the best way to market, because nowadays you have to build relationship with the customers for it to be effective, right? So that's why, yes, they're doing it, but they're not doing it effectively. It's not the way it should be done. So how we do it, right? So the different ways we capture are basically QR codes. So table tents, posters, receipts, packaging, whatever. Scan the QR code, add the card to the Apple Wallet and Google Wallet, right? Or social media links, right? So join our rewards program, whatever, on their social media. That's another way, through the link, right? SMS or email invites, right? That's another way they can do it, through the links. Websites and landing pages, or widgets on their website, and obviously in-store staff promotion. Now, to some of you, this might be like, okay, yeah, this is very basic, very simple. We already know that. But yes, the thing is, the key here is to make this look so effortless, so simple to your clients, to the prospects, right? Because to you and I, these things might be, hey, okay, that's pretty simple, that's pretty basic, right? But to them, we need to make it look right. Okay, it is literally, simple, basic. These are the things you can kind of do here. So in terms of capturing, this is it. These are the kind of, they're saying this is the way you capture. But when you are pitching to the customer, you say, okay, remember there's three things. There's capture, there's activate, and there's retain, right? And you do need to put it in there that the most important thing here is to capture the data, because our system will work by itself on autopilot to activate. And in the end, the final part where the magic happens, right, is basically when it comes to retention. Our system will help you retain those customers. And these are the kind of the buzzwords here you need to use, where the magic happens. Because in the beginning, when you're talking about the capture, although this is the most important thing, the capture part, right? But it's almost like boring. You think, yeah, okay, QR code, social media links, okay, yeah, I can do that. They don't think anything of it, but you need to kind of pre-frame them and say, okay, well, that's how you capture, right? But the good stuff is coming. The good stuff is in retain, in activating the customer, right? So you would kind of at this stage you would also explain to them, okay, so what is different about us in terms of when we're capturing? The difference is this: when we capture through any of these methods, or when you capture your customers through any of these methods, you are capturing the customer through our platform, and there is a branded card, right? Your company branded, business branded card that will be in the customer's phone. So at this point, you will basically, the best way we do it is we have like for the QR code, we actually have a printed QR code and we show them, hey, look, it's a QR code like this. I actually have something here. It's not exactly a QR code, but a table tent here. And we show them, it's like this. The customer scans, they give you the details, right? So maybe phone number, email, the date of birth, these things are optional. And then straight away, instantly, your branded card is in their Apple Wallet or Google Wallet, right? And that basically means you have access to this customer at all time, right? You can send unlimited notifications, without any restrictions. And you can also send SMS through our system and emails if you want to do. But hey, why would you do that? You got unlimited notification, right? So when you mention the unlimited notifications and when you're mentioning their branded card straight away in the mobile phone, and when you've shown that at this stage, on the capture stage, then they're like, okay, I see how this is different, right? Because like I said, they're already capturing SMS and email. So what is so different about this? It's just the way we're doing it. It's just a tool that we're using to capture the data, right? And also, we're adding a completely new way to kind of communicate with the customer. It only gets better from here as we go down the route of activating and retaining the customer. Okay, so the best way and the simplest way to pitch, okay, is basically this. Okay, so you're explaining to the customer, is he saying, okay, we have these ways of kind of capturing, but you know what the simplest way is, best way to go in is not even mentioning this, all this other stuff, right? Because the customer gets overwhelmed with things, right? And then it just depends on the customer type. So one of the simplest way, and we're experimenting with that, and that's doing really well so far, is basically you don't complicate it, and you just go down the route of, okay, we help you capture your foot traffic through Apple Wallet and Google Wallet. That means your branded card is in the customer's phone, and you have access to it at all time, 24/7, and you can send notifications, whether to build relationship or whether to give them an offer. So it's very simple. You just place a table tent or a small sign at the counter or on the table with the QR code. The customer scans, they fill in a short form, they give you all the details, and this is all your data, in return for a welcome bonus or a sign-up bonus, right? And the customer gets that instantly. So the pitch line is we help your business capture new customers through QR codes on a simple table tent, fast, friction-free, and automatic. And then you're going into, okay, look, here's in like, you can show it on your Apple Wallet. Here's how the card looks like. Here's how the process looks like. So like literally this, very simple, right? And we may think, okay, look, some customers some of the kind of objections. Naturally, you do get it. Some customers will say, hey, but you know what? I'm not worried about my foot traffic. The customer that I have already inside my business, they're already here, but I need new customers X, Y, and Z. But hey, remember, these are the other ways to capture customers as well, right? There's no harm in doing a social media ad with a coupon card, but that's like a little bit more complicated route you're taking. The idea here is to keep it simple and there is plenty of kind of businesses out there that is, this is all they need. They have a good amount of foot traffic that is coming in already, and what they need to do is capture as many as possible. What is happening now is either they're not capturing at all, okay, or they don't know how to, or maybe they are capturing, but they're capturing emails only or SMS only. They've got like newsletters and things like that. That's not the most effective way. We know what we have is damn good, especially with the wallet card and the notifications. So we just need to explain that to the customer. Look, this is a whole new way of communicating with the customer directly, and it's free and it's unlimited as well. You don't get charged for it, right? And it's frictionless because it's not landing in like a junk box for like email, or you're not paying for it, right? And it can be automated. So that's the capture part. So how do you explain the activate part, right? So the activate part is very
Sorry,
simple.
Kamal, for interrupting. We have a question about the capturing, and Antoine asking about what the best way for takeout only places.
Same, okay. So again, for takeaways, it would be like something like a link basically. So it could be if they do like DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever, they could just, instead of doing a table temp, they can just print a flyer, right? And then on the flyer, there's a sign up bonus, and then they're given that. So next time the customer can order directly. Recently, I've had a customer is so they sell on Amazon basically. They sell products on Amazon, and they're like, hey, this would be an awesome way. So what they're doing, they're just printing like little business cards. They put the QR code on there, and they've got like a sign up bonus. They're saying, hey, so they deliver the Amazon parcel, and within the parcel is a little flyer that says, hey, thank you very much, blah, blah, blah. Here's something for your next order, right? So it's exactly the same way. It's just, rather than a table temp, it's just a flyer, right? But the key thing here is to stick to the word capture and use the word capture, right? Because this is the simplest way you can explain it. And what you're trying to do is paint a picture in the customer's mind. Is that, oh, okay, so I see. I'm just capturing my customer's detail. That is the game. That is what I'm doing. So there's different ways I can do it. There's so many ways you can do it. One of the best way is, if it's a restaurant, we're saying table tent. If it's a takeaway, we can say, right, put it in the takeaway bag, a little flyer. But the main thing you like put it in the head is capture. And the other thing is, 90% of the time, if you ask them, are you capturing? Once you've explained, are you capturing any customers now? They'll be like, no, right? Probably more than that, no. But now that you've kind of put it in their mind, and you put that word in there, that seed is in there, capture, they'll be like, I see, that is missing. I'm missing capture. But I'm not capturing just, just the email or a way, where, it's nice, I've got the email, I can send a newsletter. No. I'm capturing in a way is very fast, very efficient, very effective, right? And then they start building this picture in their mind, and they start to understand, I see. So these are the light bulb moments that you want to create. Now, obviously, I've gone through a lot, right? Is because you are the agency, you are the person selling it to them. You might decide to take, this route. You're saying, hey, it's all about your website. Or you might say this client has like a huge list of email. So you would obviously talk about that. But, the go-to one for us that really works, we try straight away in the beginning until we get an objection, where if they say, hey, foot traffic is fine, but I need new customers, blah, 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 then, you got all these other stuff. But the main thing here, what you're doing, like I said, is you're putting that seed in their head. Okay, what you're missing is capture, right? So that's the part. So that's the first thing you need to make sure that they understand, because if they don't understand the importance and the power of capture, they won't understand anything, right? So then we're moving forward onto activate. So what is activate? Activate is all about getting that first visit, that first action, right? Because you can capture the whole world, but if they don't kind of take that initial step, first step, right? They don't make that first purchase, that first visit, then all this is pointless. So that's why you always have to keep activate in mind and make sure that whatever strategy you use to capture the customers, activate is a big part of it. You're like, you have thought it through so that as soon as I've captured it, it's done in a way where the customer is almost like guided or forced to activate quickly, fast, right? So what is activation in a simple term? First visit. They need to come in the first time, right? And the best way to do it is a sign-up bonus offer. Like, it's crazy how many restaurant owners, some of them, they have some form of loyalty, right? They use something like that, or they understand everything, but they don't understand the importance of this. So they will have they'll have a table tent, but it says, hey, join our loyalty program. That's activate is missing. Why should they join your loyalty program, right? How are you going to activate the customer? Because it's very important. Because unless they're activated, obviously you don't have a lot of the data. The other thing is, the first step is always the most important step. First action is always the most important action. And as agencies, as marketers, you'll obviously understand that. So, it could be join today and get a free coffee, 10% off, bonus points. This creates instant kind of motivation for the customer to join. Now, just a little bit on that is, again, the common objection you will get from the business owner, especially if I go down the route of, okay, table 10 QR code, activate instantly, because for you to activate there and then, the customer is there already. To activate, that means you need to give them something. So the common kind of objection you'll get from the restaurant owner, as an example, as you know, I'm in the restaurant game, or whoever, whatever business, but I'll take restaurant as an example. So they'll say, oh, but I don't want to eat into my revenue, into my margins. And we say, perfect. In fact, this is something I say beforehand, right? So when I talk about capture, activate, retain, I already put that in there because that's a common objection. I say, but the idea here is basically not to eat into your margin. In fact, we want to do this in a very strategic way where actually you're not eating into your margin, but in fact your sales are increasing. That's the way we want to do this, and we still want to activate the customer. So, for example, one of my go-to best way to activate, one of my go-to strategy is this. I say, okay, Mr. Customer, what is your average spend? My average spend is $20 as an example. Okay, brilliant. Can you think of maybe one or two items you think an average customer comes in and they're able to buy, maybe, right, for around about $5 to $10 more as an upsell that pairs really well with your average customer, whatever they're buying? Yeah, I've got a few things in my mind. Okay, fantastic. So here's what we're going to do. The sign-up bonus is going to be get X value off, right now, as soon as you sign up. And then at the bottom, there's a minimum spend. So now, where the average order value is $20, we increase the minimum spend to, let's just say, $30, $25, right? It depends on what type of business it is, right? So now it makes sense to the customer. What we're saying, hey, look, what we're going to do, we're going to increase your average order spend, and then we're going to capture the customer, give them an incentive to activate them instantly. So you've done your capture really well. Now you've activated them instantly, because the moment activation happens, the next step is magic. This is where magic happens, right? So it's very important for you to, number one, capture using the right method. Number two, activate quickly, instantly, if possible, right? So if you take the same scenario, we've covered the most difficult one, which is somebody is already in the business and there's a table tent with a QR code, and the customer, they're already in the business, they're here already. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose margin. You've covered that. But activation in terms of when it's an ad, like a Facebook ad, or on social media, it's even more easier, right? Because that's most likely a new customer. Customers don't, so your prospect won't have an issue with that, right? So again, it could be a value, it could be percentage, it could be whatever offer, right? And of course, if you use a coupon card, then the Boomerang is automatically sending notification when it comes to expiry date and things like that. And these are the things you're kind of explaining to the customer. But hey, most complicated and the most kind of the one that gets the most objection is the table 10 on the table. They're here already, they're my customer, according to them. But really, really is it their customer until they have captured, until they have activated. Because the average is 20-80. 80% of those customers are not going to come back. So you need to explain that to them. Say, okay, the moment we capture and we activate, the chances of them coming back is extremely, extremely high. But hey, forget that. You've captured, you've activated. Let's move on. What's next is basically retention. Again, I have covered all this here. But yeah, we can go through this one maybe. We activate customers with a sign-up bonus, so they visit straight away. That first action is what turns a new contact into a loyal customer, right? So the kind of the simple one-liner kind of pitch are these here. So these ones are very important for you to pay attention to. These are kind of easy to understand language you want to use. We help. So you're saying we help business owners. We help business owners like yourself capture new customers through QR code and a simple table tent, right? It's fast, friction-free, and it's automatic. You explain a few things here, right? And then we activate that customer with a sign-up bonus, so they visit straight away. And the first action is always what turns a new contact into a loyal customer, in our opinion. In our experience from working with other clients. So can you see it's like there's an easy way to kind of explain to them, right? But of course, I've gone in and explained to you in a more detailed and a sophisticated way for you to understand the bigger picture. So you can pick and choose, okay, how are you going to explain it to your prospect, right? So this is the last part, retain. And I always use magic, right? Especially now. I use magic because AI, I think that was one of the first questions, when is AI being rolled out, right? Richie AI. This is why I use magic, right? Because it's going to be rolled out pretty soon, for the white label customers, as you know. We are already using it, testing it. And that's the reason why, because there's AI involved, I always use this word magic, right? I always pre-frame from capture to activate, and I always pre-frame them for the, like, okay, this is nothing. Capture is something you have to do, it's the most important thing. Activate is really important, but the magic is where the retention happens automatically on autopilot without you lifting a finger, right? So the goal here is automate customer loyalty, right? So the business keeps engaging customers without any extra work, right? And the way I kind of go into it and I explain it to them and say, hey, so do you use AI either for work or in your personal life? Oh yeah, I use it. Okay, so you already understand the power and importance of AI. And guys, I do understand that obviously Richie AI is not out yet, but it is coming very soon. So that's why I'm going into it, right? It only makes sense for us to talk about this now. So that as soon as it's out, it's ready. But don't worry, I've covered the other ways of retaining customers as well, right? But for me, I'm like, okay, do you use AI? Oh yeah, I use AI for, I use ChatGPT, blah blah blah. How do you find it? Amazing, right? Oh yeah, it's everybody's impressed with AI. AI is something to be impressed about, right? Okay, so then I'm like, okay, so now you understand the importance of the power of AI. Sorry, right? They're like, yeah, it's amazing. So we say, okay, that's exactly what it is. We use AI to retain customers for you, right? So it happens automatically on autopilot, right? And then we go into the AI a little bit in detail. So automatically identifies who hasn't visited in a way and sells personalized notification. We miss you offers, right? It adjusts timing and messaging style to maximize response. Now, what does that mean? So you can give a few examples, right? So say, for example, and these are the things it does, by the way, as well. So say, for example, I've come to your restaurant, I've had a burger and a drink, right? Because we also integrate with the POS systems, as you know, right? So I've had a burger and a drink, right? So now our AI knows, not only knows my name, not only knows I came in on a Monday at 12 p.m. as an example, it also knows I had a burger and I had a drink. So based on that information, it's going to send me the next set of communication, the notifications that's going to come to me. It's going to be hyper personalized. So it's going to mention, the notification will mention me by name. It's also going to mention the fact that I had a burger. If it's asking for a review, hey, how did you enjoy that Wagyu beef burger? Very juicy, right? Did you like it? Give us a review, right? So it's making it very personal. And then the next set of communication that it sends basically is learning from the previous set of notification that it has sent. So for example, if the first set of communication went out, say Monday 10 a.m. as an example, and I've clicked on it, I've opened it, right? Then it's going to make note that, hey, okay, Kamal opened it. But if I haven't visited as well, it's going to make a note of that. And then maybe it sends some communications in the evening, right? So it's going to make a note of that and say, okay, seems like Kamal seems to be responding in the evening. So he seems like an evening person. So my future communications is going to be in the evening, right? Not in the morning. So that's the AI side. That's the AI part. That's coming. Again, I wanted to. I know this part might not make a lot of sense to you because it's not out yet, but I just wanted to put it in here now because it is coming very soon, right? It's going to be, from what I know, end of this month. Again, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but end of October, right? But these are just some of the things that it's doing. So to put it simply, you say, okay, for retention, our AI takes over and it automatically communicates with your customers in a very hyper personalized way, right? It knows what your customer habits are, what customer behaviors are, and then based on this, the AI will adjust the messaging and send personalized notification to the customer. And that does absolutely wonders, and that does magic. From at least from the pilot test that we've done, it is literally magic. The results are absolutely amazing. Once you start using it, you will get those results for yourself, and you can share those results with the customers as well, right? Now, for the time being, until the AI is here, right? So don't forget, we still have workflows. You can, so to retain the customers, right, you can create workflows, and you can tell that to the customer if they're a little bit technical, like, hey, you can actually create workflows where you say, if this happens, then do that. If it's customer's birthday, then send this offer, right? So you got the workflow. And again, this is also semi-automated because you set it up once and then it just does it again and again. The workflow kicks in every time. And the last one is manual notification. Don't forget, although this is manual, it's still very important because, what are they doing now? What is the alternative that they have now? It's either email or SMS, right? Both they have to do it either manually, even if they have like some form of email automation. They can only do like one campaign. They have to go into the campaign, change it again. It's not a thing that could just you can just edit and do on the go kind of thing. It requires the customer to sit down, plan longer, content. Whereas notification, nice and easy, quick. You can just think about it. It's very casual. You don't have to sit down and think about it as much. SMS is the other alternative that they have, but hey, that's expensive. It's very expensive, right? It's all about personalized communication and building relationship, regardless, even for your prospects, for your clients, to do the same with their customers, right? It's not about just sending offers, right? It doesn't work. And if they use SMS, they have no choice but to send an offer because they're spending money to send that message. What are they going to do? They're forced to send the offer. They can't build it. They can't send like 5 messages beforehand until they send the offer to build a relationship, right? It's just going to get too costly. It's not going to work. So that's why even the manual side, it works really well. However, to kind of keep things simple, this is it. We say we retain your customers automatically with AI and workflows, sending reminders, offers, and rewards that bring them back without you lifting a finger. That is the this is what you're trying to kind of paint in their head, basically. And that is the case. Like I said, AI is coming, and that will be the case. So if you kind of in a way, if you obviously I've given you a lot of information on the capture, activate, retain. If you take these stuff kind of put that to a side, essentially what I'm saying is what we need to do. Sorry, is basically explain these parts here, as I've already been through. So where is it? Apologies, I'm not very organized with my presentation today. Is quite simple on the capture. We help business capture new customers through QR code and simple table temps, fast, friction-free, and automatic, right? We activate those customers with a sign-up bonus and they visit straight away. So that and the first action is what turns a new contact into a loyal customer. And how we retain those customers is we retain your customers automatically, hands-free, with AI and workflows, sending reminders, offers, and rewards to bring them back without you doing anything. Essentially, these are the key three lines, basically, something along this line you want to kind of pitch to your prospect, basically, right? So even more simply, we capture customer through QR code and QR codes and table terms are online, activate them instantly with sign up bonus and retain them automatically with smart AI and workflows. That's it. That's the whole story. Clear, repeatable, and proven to work, right? Now, I've been through what, literally for the last half an hour or so, but essentially all I've done is in a very detailed way, I've talked about this. That is what we do. Literally, this two lines here. Now, what's important for you, I'll stop sharing now. What's important for you is now to understand this, these two lines, okay? And I've given you some ways, some ideas of how you can explain it to them, how you can put it, right? Now you need to add your own flair, own way, right? How do you make those two lines, yours? But if you stick to the kind of the structure, right, and you make it your own, so capture, activate, retain. Who are you targeting? Who are your clients, right? Depending on that, okay, what is the best way to capture for that client? Let me go in with that angle, right? What is the best way? What is the best offer? What is the best sign up bonus you can do to activate that customer straight away, there and then, right? And then you're talking about, okay, we already have workflows, so that is semi-automated, but AI is around the corner, right? So then our AI, you don't do anything from there. Our AI does the magic. It works 24/7, one-to-one with all your customers, bringing them back again and again and again, right? So simple two lines. How you put it kind of in your own words is up to you, but that's what we do. Essentially, those last two lines towards the end. And we go in initially with table temp, QR code, capture your foot traffic because you're losing 80% anyway. 80% are not going to come back anyway. Yes, for your restaurant, maybe a little bit more. But what you need to understand, Mr. Customer, is that 80% you're going to lose. So you might as well capture them right now and bring them back. It's as good as bringing a new customer in. And when they do that, they are spending $0 on ads. They are getting almost like, you could say in a way, new customers without spending money on ads, right? That's crazy. So hope that makes sense. And yeah, let's go to questions. Gary, we have some questions, correct?
Yeah, we have some question, and actually the first question from Corey about does it work with online businesses and physical that deliver? And yeah, answer is yes. You could use it for any online businesses, and yeah, I think you could use some integration with your POS. And actually, if you use some online business on the WooCommerce, for example, we have an integration with WooCommerce.
Shopify as well.
Yeah. Also, we have a question from Anton about the write up of our Reach AI. Uh, right now, we haven't some materials in our knowledge base. We have just the website. Uh, Let me share the link, but it will be updated soon, and some materials, I mean, in our knowledge base, will be updated soon. And right now, we have a big work about the preparation for a big announce of the Reach AI for all type of our clients. And yeah, we prepare not only the technical part, we also prepare some materials, resources, articles, and a lot of different stuff for it. Um, Also, I don't see any new question. Yeah, we have a question about after the customer fills out the form, are they able to redirect to a certain thank you page?
No, because I'll tell you why. Because after filling the form, the next step is to install the card straight away. That is the most important thing, right? So that's what happens. After the installation of the card, potentially I can't. I have seen something if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on it. Please go in the card and check the settings part. I think I've seen something, but don't quote me on it. I'm not 100%. But after the form, straight away is the card. You have to get the card installed.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
important.
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, I think I don't see any new question. Yeah, guys, if you have any question about today's webinar or any other question, please text in the chat, and we are ready to ask for it.
Yeah, I think there's one question. Corey says, I think there's two questions. Is there sign up? No, it's not QR code only. It's a link as well. You can have either a link or a QR code. So if it's like if you're printing something, QR code works. If it's like on social media or whatever, then it's a link.
I want to redirect to video pages so the owner can say thank you and please leave a review.
Like I said, Anton, just please check the settings area of the actual card. I have seen something, but I can't guarantee you. But straight from the landing page, it goes to the card. It's a card installation. That part I can tell you for sure.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, how are you? Javier, we are doing good. And yeah, I see you need a support in Spanish. Please text in the chat, in our support chat. I think if you have, let me share the email. 1 minute. Yeah, please text to this email address or in the chat on our website, like intercom. And yeah, there is an integration with Go High Level, correct? Yeah, we have an integration with Go High Level. Yeah, okay. Another question? I want to add something about AI while we're waiting some new question that actually is a really important feature that it's a real game changer for industry. And this tool could help to pitch faster. And yeah, right now we have a lot of pilots with different local businesses, and we saw beautiful results like lift revenue lift up to 20-30% in some cases. If we talk about the food and beverage industry, you could see results very quickly. I mean, in maybe 1 month, something like this. If we talk about the beauty industry, it could be longer, like 2-3 months. But yeah, we want to make a publish before the end of this autumn, and to make you ready for Christmas sales, and yeah, and to be ready for 2026. I have two clients with POS. We need connect Boomerang me with scanner. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible to connect Boomerang with POS. Which POS do you have here? We have actually some basic POS for United States market, and if you need some custom POS or something else, we have a API. Also, you could use some Zapier, Publi for it, and please text the name of your POS, and I could help you. I'm from Colombia. Yeah, it's a local POS, right? I think yeah, it's possible to use the API and Zapier or Publi in any cases, because we had a cases when clients use the additional services or API for some very rare POS system. Like it was a Chinese POS in the Chinatown with a Chinese instruction, and yeah, it's a real interesting case for us. Do we have a list of POS that it works with now? Also, does it work with Gloria Food POS? Yeah, actually, it works with Gloria Food, and yeah, you could open the. Let me share the link. Docs. You could find all our integration in the knowledge base. Also, if you open your account, the integration section, you could see the whole list of available integration. But basically, the Toast, Clover, Square, yeah, and Glory Food, yeah, we have this one. Okay. Another question, guys. I think we have 2 minutes. Let's ask us something.
Okay.
And
Pretty clear, I guess.
yeah, I want to. Well, we have 1 minute. I want to finish about some points about the capturing, and about the capturing for takeout only businesses. It's really important, because I know that when you use some deliveries like DoorDash, you haven't the contacts of your users, and it's a pain. And yeah, it's a real good strategy to use some flyers, some, I don't know, some stickers in your delivery to capture your audience. And I think it's only one way how to uh, increase your warm audience, and how to get more money on this audience. Can we have the document you worked off? uh, document. Which document do you mean?
I think she's referring to my document. Yeah, yeah, of course. Why not?
Mm.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep. Can we can share that? That's not an issue.
Yeah, I think you could share in the community, and
Yeah, I'll put it in the we'll put it in the community.
uh, when the integration is connected, will it automatically trigger a card to the customer? Mm, as I know, it depends on the integration actually. Uh, Conrad, did we see the one-page presentation? Is there a design slide, or should we create something from Kamal's presentation?
Conrad is probably best you do your own, but usually my slides are quite fancy. Today we have an event coming up soon, so I've been very busy. So I kept my on Word document. But yeah, if that's what you guys need, then yeah, it's something I can put together, put it in the community. That's not an issue. I can make a fancy slide. It's kind of white labeled without any logos and put it on there. That's not an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually, we talk about some presentation. If we talk about white label, yeah, we have white label bundle with a lot of stuff like website, presentation, video explainers, which you could design under your brand. And yeah, you could text to your customer success manager and ask about this white label bundle. Right now, we have a special price. It costs like 1,500, and so with a big value actually. Anton, Gloria Food. Anton, please text to the support chat and ask about it, because I'm not sure about how Gloria Food working right now, because we have some updates, and yeah, it's better to ask the support team. Um, Lately, I've had several clients tell me there is a delay in landing their stamps. They don't even see them until several hours later, which cause problem in the sales rooms and businesses. Do you know anything about this? Um, I think, Christian, we had some issues not on our side, on the some problems with servers, and when we had some problems with services, we had a big queue of different transaction. But right now, it works well, and as I know, we have a minimum of these cases, and it affected less than 1% of users, and not on it's not on our side actually. Mhm. uh, okay, I think it's clear, everything really clear. Thank you, Kamal, for this webinar. It was really useful for all our clients. And I want to announce that next week we will have a big workshop for 3 days. And we will talk more about AI. We will talk more about some how to use AI in your business, how to use AI to make some market research, how to find your ideal customer, how to create a list of leads, and actually we will show the rich AI presentation too. And yeah, it will be a really good workshop. And if you have a trial account, yeah, it's a good opportunity to join to this workshop and copy and paste all our steps and build your AI agency with a SaaS under your brand in 3 days. Okay, I think that's all. Everything is clear, and
Amazing. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
thank
Gregarious,
you.
I'll
And
see you. Thank you.
yeah, see you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.